The beginning of February brings us a triple conjunction with Venus, Neptune, and the North Node all at 28 degrees of Pisces. 28 degrees of Pisces is where you are being invited to go higher and connect with your soul's frequency, your higher self's understanding of what you're completing. Consider how 28 degrees of Pisces is the second to last degree of the full zodiac wheel. Big endings are happening here. Big cycles are phasing out and completing. And we are meant to surrender and trust that that means it's also preparing us for a prosperous new beginning. So with this focus at 28 degrees of Pisces, this is where karma is ending. Closures are happening. There's completions. There's things that you're meant to move away from, step away from. And you could even feel that it's good for you with that Venus influence. You could intuitively sense, this is what I'm finished with. I've fulfilled the soul contract. I've done the healing. I've learned the lesson. I'm complete. I'm moving on. And that North Node in Pisces is taking you higher, rewarding you, and also allowing you to feel more confident about what you've been learning. That's part of the Venus influence as well, where this Venus in Pisces wants you to love yourself, accept yourself, see how you've been a human in a very interesting world that is messy, confusing, chaotic, and to look at where you can just accept who you are, accept where you're at, and release everything else. Now, the Pisces energy is where we're also meant to surrender the ego, surrender expectations, allow ourselves to be lifted higher, and to then prepare for a new beginning and a new start that will come when the planets move into Aries. So it's important to have a long-term perspective here on how this triple conjunction is playing out. Because with these endings, there won't be perhaps immediate new starts or immediate rewards. Rather, there's going to be a time period of feeling like you're in a void, questioning choices or wondering about this or wondering about that. And one of the best ways to use this strong Pisces influence is to go into your creativity, imagination, intuition, turn to your artistic pursuits, do anything that allows you to feel free. This is the energy of where can you feel freer, more detached, more trusting and allowing of this universal cycle. Where can you tap into that sensation of, I trust what happens next, whatever it may be. I am available for the highest frequencies only. I am ready for more of what my soul has signed up for in this lifetime. And in order to move into those new chapters, you're also acknowledging what is complete and phasing out. Now, I feel too that there's also going to be many people who are confused, lost. Where do I go? What's my next chapter? What do I start? There can be mass confusion with a lot of Pisces. There's a sense of, I don't know. And when you're saying, I don't know, it means your mind doesn't know, but your soul always knows. God, self, source, the universe always has your answers, always is right there, guiding you with the next step. So if you're saying, I don't know, then you're probably searching for the answer logically or mentally. But in Pisces, you're meant to tap into your intuition, which absolutely knows what's for your best and highest good next. So this is about tuning into more of your energy than just the mind, and to listen, to be receptive to those downloads and to those messages. You might find that it's easier to meditate with this influence. It's easier to disassociate. It's easier to escape and go off into other places. That's a theme too when there's strong Pisces, the desire to disconnect from reality, especially if it's all too much. That could be a big theme in the collective as well. But with this triple conjunction, divine timing is here. Divine timing is saying you are right on time for closing out and completing whatever you've been learning, understanding, or working with, because you've reached a peak. And that's another point at 28 degrees of Pisces. The last degree of the zodiac is 29 degrees, right? 29 degrees of Pisces. So here you're at the opportunity to welcome in peak understanding, a higher spiritual perspective of what you've been learning, and also what you're completing, so that you can move on to what's next. These energies are really important into early 2026. So yes, we're talking about February, the beginning of February 2025. But the energies play out into 2026. And when I was looking at all these transits and this dance between the Pisces and Aries energies, there's some very important themes that you want to be aware of in your own chart and in your own life around what's unfolding. And I'm going to be doing two live astrology workshops discussing the Pisces energies and the Aries energies in your chart here, because this is your soul's next starting point. And in order to have that best possible beginning, the universe is also guiding you to endings and completions that you might need help processing. You might need help working through, or at least understanding what is ending for you that's really big at a soul level. So I'll put details below the video here. Those live workshops are on February 7th, 2025. If you're watching this video after that, you can still join the program. You can still jump in and join the information. It'll be available as replays. But I wanted to highlight how significant this is so that you can be prepared and actively alert or aware of what is showing up for you and why it's a big deal, why it's important. 2025 and 2026, I mean, it's some of the biggest astrology of these 2 years. So the beginning of February 2025, this triple conjunction is highlighting what you're gonna feel, what you're really gonna feel because of Venus there, okay? So Venus is gonna tap you into something that is more personal, but I feel there is some kind of spiritual acknowledgement, even a sense of what you've been developing and learning through the Pisces energies since Neptune entered Pisces back in 2011. So let's put it into that time frame. Since Neptune moved into Pisces in 2011, how much have you grown spiritually, intuitively, emotionally, until now, 2025 and 2026, a good 14, 15 years. And that could help you understand how you're moving through this, it's a cycle of life in terms of the endings and what is closing out. It's also a cycle of the eras. It's also a cycle of we're preparing for a new renaissance that can only begin because of these closures. And so these final degrees of Pisces create the void for the new point of creations that happen in Aries. And they need each other in order to function properly, in order to be that full cycle. So I want to help guide you through what that looks like for you. But note that because this energy is significant astrologically and significant personally, you're so supported by the universe for this transition that you're moving through, and that it's setting you up for that next level and those new beginning points that you can only reach because of the spiritual application and the, I'm going to say, intuitive development that we've been required to trust and integrate. Because the new human, the next version of us, is bringing more senses online, is bringing more of our capabilities into our reality. So we know that we have 5 senses. Now we're bringing in more of a 6th sense, 7th sense, 8th sense. We're going higher in our ability to manage multiple energies and frequencies all at once. And that's also what is going to prepare us for the new starts that are also slowly coming in. With this energy dance, there's going to be slow periods. And that's because of how the Pisces energies move. And with this Neptune in Pisces and the North Node in Pisces, it's like you feel it, you've got the sense of it, you're aware of it kinda, but you can't see it. You can feel it. I feel like this is a beautiful setup for trusting our intuitive abilities and our spiritual gifts even more. And that you're going to start to have new experiences of these frequencies that will be personal to you and probably hard to explain to others. But what's coming through for me to share is that I've had multiple spiritual gifts show up. Like there's times that I'm like, feel like I'm like grasping at all these different things that are coming through. And I see a lot of holograms of people, especially. It's really of people. I see it in a way that I'm like, it's just hard to describe, right? That's how you know you're on the right track. It's hard to describe. You can feel it through telepathy. You could feel that you have a stronger knowingness about something that's going to occur or going to happen. Even if you don't know the timeline that it's on, right? Is this going to happen tomorrow or is it going to happen in 2 months? And you don't know because it's in a timeline that hasn't fully arrived yet in your physical reality. You could have more energies that you are feeling or sensing that maybe feel like deja vu, but it's like deja vu times 3. because you're also experiencing other dimensions simultaneously. You could feel the ability to teleport. You could feel that you are able to recall more of your dreams or more that's happening at deeper levels of your brain waves. Like your brain waves are shifting and changing. They're maybe working faster or they're becoming clearer. You could be feeling different messages coming through that could signify that you're working with new guides. So new angels, new spiritual guides, new galactic energies, more off-planetary connections. All of that is increasing. And then again, there's things that it's hard to describe. Like, you know, like I'll feel really subtle energy shifts. I'm like, oh, the energy just shifted and it meant this instead of this. Like when you're in a conversation with somebody. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. But again, there's more things that we're being given the time to work with and experience during what feels like a void. Or if you're like, I'm ready for the new, or I want the new to come in and to start, but it's not here yet. That's because there's this extended period of time for you to further work with, practice, and trust these energetic experiences that are opening up for you. And that would be a really powerful way to work with these Pisces energies. And you might feel that more of this comes online for you the beginning of February 2025. Keep in mind that also we're going to have Venus retrograding in Pisces, in Aries and in Pisces. And so Venus is going to make more connections here to Neptune. And I feel this as how we are learning to work with and trust and integrate these spiritual abilities even more. That's one understanding of them. So I hope this has provided you with some insights into how to work with this triple conjunction of planets at 28 degrees of Pisces. Well, 2 planets and the North Node in Pisces. And I hope it also helps you understand what you're moving towards, especially into 2026. So please check out more about the program that I'm offering, these live workshops about your soul's next starting point, as I will talk about these energies even more and give you some energy tools, some practices, some rituals, some things to do to actively be moving this energy as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here on my YouTube channel. And I'll be back soon with another video for you.